viewers, it's time for another exciting edition of the Men's Lounge. Hey, it's a new year. We are back and we are back fully. I want to take this opportunity to wish all of you a happy new year. Those who haven't had some plans for the year, I urge you to do so because you have over 300 days to make these plans materialize. And so I want to wish you well from now to the end of the year. Keep updating us, of your progress and the things that you wish to do and how you've been able to achieve them. And then I'm sure as time goes on, we might be able to come up with some expertise to help you get to the very end part of it. So I'll start by saying a happy new year once again to all of you and to thank you for being part of Men's Lounge all through the first season to the second season that we have started from last year and then 2020. So today's date is 9th January 2020. I'm sure you've all been here in 2020. So feel free and join us on this show on all our social media platforms, and the handle is at ETV Ghana. So at ETV Ghana on all the social media handles, Twitter, Instagram, all of them at ETV Ghana. That's the handle. Also on WhatsApp, feel free and join us on with the number 02022222054. The number again is 02022222054. Later, I will open the phone lines, and before I do that, I shall also duly announce the number so that you can be part of it. I'm going to go on my very first commercial break, but before I do that, let me remind you that Kasapreko Alomo Bitters obviously makes this show possible, and then thanks for all the people in the studio. When we are back, we'll shoot straight into the discussions. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's the Men's Lounge. As always, Thursday 9 p.m. time check. We are here. We are here to talk about most of the topics that you'd want to hear about. We make it very exciting. We make it very, like I said, exciting for everybody else to be part of it. Now, today, guess what we are talking about? So, it's more like a question, but it obviously goes to the men. How much does age matter to a man in a relationship? I'm sure you've been hearing, oh, age is just a number, age is this, age is that. But today, what we want to ask the men, okay, the women would definitely, take part, but what we want to ask is how much does age matter to men in a relationship? And with me today in the studio to do this discussion, I have some two gentlemen. So one of them goes by the name Stephen Nana Ahweren Jr. He happens to be the CEO of the Mantra Group. And yes, he's part of. He's here today. He has a lot of information. I don't know what he's going to tell us, but I'm sure he will do justice to the topic. And also, I have here Richmond Asumadu. Richmond is the CEO, Bridge Company Limited. If you want to talk about Bridge, they have phones, tablets, all sort of things, and they are made in Ghana. You'll be surprised. Yes. So Richmond is the CEO of Bridge. Gentlemen, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Richmond.
Nana. Good to see you.
I get fight with you.
Oh, Charlie, that one we'll go talk about now.
So make a limit.
Yes,
You will be the referee.
I'll be the referee.
I'll
make sure
now that we have a referee.
Oh, which my pattern talk on there?
You say, can I? All right. So, like I said earlier, introducing the topic.
Yeah.
How much does age matter to men when it comes to a relationship? Maybe we should start from generalizing the matters of age and relationships. What's your take on it?
Yeah. When it comes to age, like you said, there is one school of thought that believes age is just a number. But one way or the other is true, because the fact that you are 20 doesn't make you a matured person. So there can be an old boy and a young man. So the fact that you are older than me doesn't make you more matured than me. But then age also play a major role, because the older you get, the more information and experience you gain. But as to what you do with the information you gain, that will prove whether you are matured or not. So it is not just a number. It's a number that comes with experience, a useful experience. Some gain the experience, they don't make use of it. So age is very, very important in whatever we do, especially in relationship. And I'm happy we are going to talk about it today.
All right. So Steve, which one there was shooting straight to
Yeah. I think I kind of agree with him. Basically, as he said, age is critical you know, because we are talking of relationship, and it takes matured people to be able to start a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you are not of age, then it's likely that you will not get the chemistry right. So therefore, it's important that you be of age to be able to start a relationship that will lead somewhere. So I also believe that age really matters in every relationship, especially that a relationship that is likely to lead to marriage.
All right. So when it comes to relationships that are likely to lead to marriage, we are all agreeing that
Exactly.
age is important.
Yeah, age is important. Yeah,
Age is important.
yeah, age is important, but there is a but there. You know, like I rightly said earlier on, the fact that you have the number doesn't makes you mature. But talking about physical development, mentally and all that, and then experience gain, you can never gain experience. You gain experience based on the number of time you spend on earth. So let's say you are 20 years. You want to go into a relationship. The fact that you are 20 years doesn't make you qualify for marriage or even enter into a serious relationship, you know. But we shouldn't lose the fact that age also play a major role in that. So it's not, you can overlook it when the person is young but is matured and have what it takes to enter into a serious relationship. That person can still go ahead. So I will place much emphasis on the maturity than just the number. The fact that you are 40 years doesn't make you a man. There are a lot of 40 years boys in town that are not ready for serious relationship. And if you're a woman and you go carry that boy, wasobeyeshi. If you go carry a 40-year-old boy, wasobeyeshi. You understand?
Yeah.
But you can marry a 30-year-old man who is matured and understands situations. Because if you are dating an old boy, let me use that word, he will be likely to behave like a boy. And you know what boys do? They will be just jubilating around. And every man is a boy, whether you are old or young. But that immature person will be using that aspect or will be behaving all the time like a boy. Something that he can just overlook, he will complain about it. Something that if you let it go, he will just, and it will bring a lot of chaos.
Yeah.
So that is my opinion.
So
about it.
you see, practically, society kind of holds a negative stigma regarding age, you know, age differences, and which causes people to, I mean, be very obsessed over this whole age thing. So, and that is obviously when we start developing feelings for people outside our age brackets. We think feelings. I mean, when we start developing some of these feelings towards people who are way older, we kind of feel the feeling is wrong. I said, am I beginning to love the wrong person? Especially when we feel the person is too old. But then, when you look at it carefully, again, with the sayings that age is just a number, age doesn't matter, and things like this. How then would that maturity that obviously would expect, you know, when it comes to marriage, how can it tag along with age? When, for example, so I am 30, and let's say there's this 35 to 38-year-old woman that I have eyes for pan.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Ideally, you would have thought that a man should be older than a woman. In a society, that's what it's always been. But unfortunately, my feelings is drifting me so hard towards this woman. And again, maturedly, I kind of come across matured enough, which makes it even easy, you know, for us to tag along and everything. How does society see this?
Okay.
Right. You see, Nana, I want us to be able to have this clear. You know, we have different types of relationships, right? But then I want to believe that we are talking of relationships that are likely to lead to marriage, right? So that we narrow it there.
Great. I mean, let's take it from that point.
All right, Zaham. So what I think is that in that sense, then age really matters. You understand?
It does?
Yes, it does. Because if, for instance, the example you gave, if you marry someone who's far older than you, don't forget that with time, the person will be aging, and it will get to a point that probably the features or the physiques that you saw on the person that made you attracted to the person can change. So in that sense, would you still feel the same way towards the person? You get what I'm trying to say? So in this case, it would be better to make sure that there should always be a gap between a relationship. And normally, it's preferred that the man should be at least, either 10 years maximum or minimum of 5 years or 3, older than a woman. You understand? Because women age very fast.
Fast.
You get it. So in this case, I will always advise that the man should be older than the woman. Unless, of course, you have other intentions of maybe going after the person's money or just going to do a hit and run. And then that is where you wouldn't want to look at those, issues. But if indeed you want to go in for somebody you want to share the rest of your life with,
You
trust
might as
me,
well want to go for
exactly
the one that the man is older than the woman.
Exactly. So that at the end of the day, you'll be able to enjoy your marriage to the end.
So it is not only society that is making it so, but ideally that is what it really should be.
That is what I believe that it should be.
Which one do you agree?
I don't totally agree with that. I don't totally agree with that. In a way that, let's take it this way. The physical looks of the person is very important. That is what most of the time makes or lead people into relationship that they suffer. The looks is important. The shape is important. But if you go for looks and you don't go for personality, you may end up struggling. And also, now in our dispensation, you can choose to be old. In terms of, because there are a lot of, if you want to live young, you will be young. We are fortunate. You can make your woman whichever way you want. Hairstyle, now you can extend your, within 24 hours, you can extend your wife's hair into 18 inches. The following day, you can shorten it to 4 inches. You understand? So what he is saying, I partially agree with him, because you need to get the looks. But I will talk about in terms of if it is marriage or a relationship that will lead to marriage. We are looking at childbearing. Some factors in terms of childbearing and all those things must be taken into consideration. That is where the age plays a major role. Because if you want to make a family and you want to give birth to 4 children and you are married to a 45-year-old, obviously you may not be able to achieve what the kind of family you want to build. However, if you want to give birth to just 1 or 2 kids and you are fine with it, and you get an older person which you love, because you see, love is a different thing altogether. What you may attract you may not attract me. You understand? You might have seen something unique about a person. That is what is making you attracted to him or her. And sometimes the society gets it wrong. Sometimes they get it wrong. And me, I live in my own world. The society don't determine the way I run my life. I always ask myself these 3 questions. Is God happy about what I'm doing? Yes. Is God okay with the age? I don't think God have problem of you getting married too.
Well, I haven't seen it anywhere in the Bible.
You understand? If God is okay, that portion is clear. Am I okay with it? Fine. Would it help me? Yes. Finish.
See?
You understand? So you
see,
Rich has a point, but I think he's mixing some few things.
Okay.
For instance, like he's saying, he was saying that if you marry somebody 45 years, you want to have 4 kids.
I mean, he obviously said that is where probably there can be a challenge.
Exactly.
Yeah, but if you decide you want to have just 2 kids or 1,
okay,
it might as well be okay.
But you see, the point I want to make is that let's take it this way. You meet this lady, you want to marry and settle down with. Okay, she's older than you, perfect. But then if the gap is too much, the Bible says the man should be the head of the home, meaning that obviously you should be in charge, take control. That is not to say to bully or anything, but you should feel in charge. But when the woman is a bit older, sometimes some of the men feel timid and they are not able to control the situation.
Steve,
you understand?
Steve, this one I don't even agree.
No, it's true. No, some of the men feel timid. I'm telling you, that's why I use the word some.
Okay.
Some men feel, they feel. You get what I'm trying to say? This is reality. This is a reality show. We are talking about practical situations. You know very well that she's older than you. Okay, and probably even more well established than you. and then you are supposed to be the head. It won't happen. You know that. It won't happen.
Oh,
I'm telling you, it won't happen.
Nana, it depends. So.
It won't happen.
It depends.
In her home. In her home.
No, and
it
it's
won't
her
happen.
home too.
You
But
see.
it can still happen.
It
You
won't
see.
happen.
No, it can still
Because
happen.
let's not forget that we're saying that some people go after women who are much older. Have you heard of the scenario of the sugar mommy situation?
That one is
I
a
mean,
different
listen,
ball game.
I don't
That
think-
one,
I don't
that
think
one,
marriage.
that
No,
sugar
but
mommy
some-
thing
no,
is a
some
game.
going- no, no.
Steve, those ones are not
no,
marriages.
some going for
And
such
those ones are
situations.
Those are not marriages.
I have seen, no, I know of a guy,
Uh-huh.
okay, who is married to a sugar
You are
mommy.
talking about some Saka or something.
No, but isn't that a relationship?
Well, but it's not marriage.
No, that guy will tell you that is his relationship.
You see, let's
No,
define
that is
this.
his
Let's
relationship.
clarify
Okay,
this.
fine.
You understand?
Let me hear you.
Let's clarify
Let
this.
me hear you.
Everybody and the purpose or the reason why he's entering into a relationship. We have serious relationship and non.
But how do you determine that somebody's relationship is not serious?
Because listen,
No, I want you
Yes,
to clarify
yes,
that. How do
yes,
you determine
yes.
somebody's relationship is not serious?
Because if right now you want to enter into a relationship,
Yeah.
a serious relationship,
Yes.
that will lead to marriage. There
Yeah.
are certain factors you take into consideration.
And it's age part of it.
You understand?
It's
Yes.
age. Wait, hold on.
Uh-huh,
It's age part of
exactly.
that.
Yeah, age is part of it, but the context that he was trying to bring up that if the lady is older than you, it will not make you feel that your leadership, this thing, you might struggle to be in
Look,
charge.
you see,
That's one
you
I
see,
don't.
Rich, I know when it comes to
I don't
being,
fully
but when
agree.
it comes to being a man, okay,
Yeah.
it's obvious that there are so many things that we look at or who we think men are.
Yeah.
And there are the things that intimidate men also we are very much aware of.
Yeah.
Seriously, I haven't seen that point where age really makes it an issue. Trust me. I have seen the fact that when a woman is probably
Yeah.
well established, the
Yeah.
woman is very vocal and they are highly educated and everything, sometimes it becomes very intimidating.
Yeah.
But the part of a woman being older than a man and that being a serious problem, and for that reason a man cannot hold the house as the head of the man.
Okay, so in this case,
I'm not sure.
Now, in this case, you are talking of a woman, okay, who is not established, but then older than a man. But I'm talking of a situation whereby you have a woman who's older than you and well established.
You see, let
So
me
the
let me-
intimidation,
let me- let me-
intimidation
So
will then
that
come
one,
from-
No,
that
let-
one is
let me-
double
let me-
trouble.
No, no,
Trust me, that one. But let's say if the woman is older than you, okay,
Uh-huh.
and you are well established, well set up, okay,
Uh-huh.
you will not feel intimidated.
Let me hold
You-
on.
you get
hold
it.
on. Rich,
let me break this thing down.
No, before that, let me
break
put this
Okay.
way. So
Uh-huh.
there's a relationship.
Okay.
Okay. The discomfort here
Yeah.
in our kind of society is
Yeah.
when a woman is older than a man.
Exactly.
And so are we saying
Yeah.
that prior to entering a relationship
Yeah.
or probably deciding to marry, if we find out that the woman is older than the man, we should say no to the marriage?
Not necessarily. Like,
Then what's the point you're
like
making
Bridge,
then?
No, like Bridge was saying, not necessarily. Okay, because if you are going, for me, like I said, if you are going for a serious relationship that will lead to marriage, and to make sure that you are happy throughout the marriage, I would advise that the lady should be younger than the man.
Uh-huh.
That is what I will say.
You have a point.
Yes,
Nana. You have
that
a
is
point,
what I
but-
would say.
But what?
And in being older or younger, I'm saying that we should have a gap of about 10 years. You know, you should be about
10 years.
You should be about 10 years. No, the man should be. No, I'm saying.
Oh, then we need to break a lot of marriages.
I'm coming. No. A maximum of about 10 years
Uh-huh.
older than the woman, and minimum of about 3 years. The reason I'm saying that is that when you're in a relationship as a man, you should be mature enough to be able to control the relationship.
But maturity is not
And
the
most of the
number.
time, no, I'm coming. Most of the time, you know, this thing has different dimensions. Let's not forget. Most of the time, when you have the same age with a woman, it's likely that your decision making, okay, falls around the same area.
Okay.
Okay, and like you said, we all know that age doesn't necessarily mean that you are matured. Of course, we've seen 70-year-old people who act like children. You understand?
Yeah.
But let's not put that in this kind of context. We are talking of someone who is probably of the same age, like, you know, of the same age with a woman,
Yeah.
but is matured enough to be able to control the relationship. Normal, it's not advisable. You should
Nana,
be
let
a
me
bit
come in.
older so that, you know, you'll be able to control the
Steve,
relationship.
let me
this
come
issue
in
out.
there.
Seriously,
Yeah.
I would like
Let
to
me-
go
let
back
me
to
come
them,
in.
probably bring a counselor in here
Let
because
me-
Yes.
I really don't
You
see
should.
how that age matter
No,
comes.
let
Trust
me
me.
come
wow.
in. You see, what the point Nana is trying to raise, and I get him, but I think it's a contest that, you know, because the woman is older than me and is rich, when you feel
Our discussion
inferiority
has
complex.
nothing to do with race. We are
Rich.
talking
We are
about
talking
the
about
age.
the age.
You understand? So age, if the person is older than you, and you, the person that is younger, you are matured. We are talking about age and maturity. It's two different things. The way you will handle her, you understand? The way you will handle her will determine whether the woman will subscribe to your leadership or
Exactly.
authority.
Okay, but Nana, let me ask you this.
Please go ahead.
I mean, ask Rich, what's the age difference between him and the wife?
That's his special.
Oh,
Look, he
I
can decide
am
to
not-
talk about
I
it.
am
No.
I am-
No, he
I
was
am-
saying that.
I am
No,
not-
he was saying that
Uh-huh.
he was using himself as an example. That's what I'm saying. And like we're saying this, I mean,
I am not afraid to put it out.
Yeah.
Me and my wife are at the same age.
okay, fine.
You understand? And
Okay,
I am
so
in
you see-
charge.
all right.
And it is working. I've never had any problem with
Fine.
it.
So like I said,
so
and let me
that-
give you another
that
instance.
is
Let me
trying
give
to
you
justify
another-
your issue of maturity. There.
Yes. Exactly.
So
Let me
that is
go
why
to
also
handle.
I also don't subscribe to the fact that
Yeah.
it has to be at
10
all
years,
a certain
not
you
age.
see,
3 years.
But normally, what I know is that normally when there's a gap,
Those
when
things come
there's a
in.
gap,
Those things comes in when you want to have the physics intact. Like you want to have. You see, when you marry a lady or you are dating a lady, you should be able to chase that lady for life. The lady should be able to attract you for the rest of your lifetime. You should be able to take certain decisions. Anytime you see her, she should be able to wow you. And nothing lies with you, the man. You understand? The lady might be older than you, but when you look at his demeanor and attitude, what is it? 3 years, akola.
Exactly.
Do you understand? So you have a point. Too wide is not advisable.
Exactly.
Because of because
they're going to be good to me performing.
You understand?
No, that is the fact.
Civil is very concerned about the
No, you
performance.
see, I was telling you that, listen,
Uh-huh.
you see, let's not talk of relationship just like you said. You see, we should be able to define it.
No,
Like,
no,
and
exactly.
that's why I'm
That's
saying
what we are
that
trying to do
we are
here.
talking of relationship that will lead to marriage. And boss, marriage is not
But
joke.
10 years and
Wait,
those
I'm coming.
analysis you are
Boss,
bringing, me, I'll shoot
I'm
it
coming.
down one time.
Let me tell you, he's married, I'm married. Okay? That is why we are here in the first place.
Are
And
you 10
the
years-
most important
are you
thing
10
is that
years older than your wife?
wait, and the most
Are you
important
10
thing
years-
is that
are you
we are
10
young.
years older than
That
your
is
wife?
He
more.
answered your question.
That makes
Are
it
you
more
10 years
Answer
interesting.
him.
older than your wife?
No, let me tell you.
Are you 10
Answer
years
him.
I am
older
not
than
10 years older.
So,
No, I am
I'm so-
saying
I'll-
that
I'll shoot that
when we
one
are
down.
young, you see, the idea is that
Uh-huh.
we are here and we are educating people. And what I want to say is that when you're a young man out there and you want to go into a relationship, okay, or you're a young lady, you want to go into a relationship, and you want a guy, and the guy comes and the guy is 10 years older than you, it is okay. The gap is 3 years older, it's okay. You understand? That is what I am saying.
but that shouldn't be.
No,
That shouldn't be
but-
a premix to.
No, no.
I'm
No,
coming,
no,
I'm
let me
coming.
finish. You see?
No.
Let me
Rich-
make
no,
my
Rich one,
point.
wait. Rich
Nana,
one, hold on.
age, eh?
Rich
No,
one, hold on.
no,
Let
I'm
him learn.
coming.
Allow him to learn.
I'm trying to
Land,
make
you
my
are forcing
point.
him to
and
land.
you
Just
are
allow
forcing
him.
me to
Hey,
learn.
Nana, don't force
You understand?
land. Land, you
If-
take your time
if
and land.
it's 10 years, it's
Uh-huh,
okay.
uh-huh.
When it's 3 years, it's okay.
When it is 2 years.
Because
When it is
the
3
reason
years.
why I'm saying that is that a man should be able to enjoy the wife for a very long period. You understand?
Well, the
And-
wife has an expiry date sometimes.
Well, women sometimes after some age they have these menopause issues. It's part of relationship. You get what I'm trying
Yeah,
to
I
say?
get you.
Ask yourself, why is it that the men going for younger ladies?
Hey, that discussion, wait.
Ah.
Hey, no.
You see?
Don't bring that discussion
No,
here
but you
today.
see, age doesn't matter. Why is it that?
It's
age-
because,
no,
it's because
no,
I'm coming.
no,
It's-
no.
Nana,
You get what I'm
Nana,
trying to
Nana, let me just
Which
throw
will come in?
small spot
Yes.
on that.
Uh-huh.
God, haven't you seen a person dating a younger lady and dating other multiple ladies at the same time?
No, but what I'm saying is
That thing,
No, what I'm saying is
that-
younger. Why would a man like 70-year-old, 80s, going for the 16 and the
It's
18-year-old?
because they want to do.
Do
It's
what?
because they want to. it's
No, do
because-
what?
it's because
If
they
it's
want to
do,
mess
they have
around.
wives in their house.
It's because they want
They
to mess
want to do
around.
what? So that should tell you that
It's because
as
they
a
want to
man.
mess around.
No, I'm making a point. So now you get my point. So I'm saying that as
I'm
a
trying
man,
to get your
as a
point.
man,
Uh-huh.
age must matter to you.
All right.
It's important,
Richmond,
but it is
Richmond.
not.
It must matter to you.
Let me hold fire here. Let me hold fire. So
Hold
guys, If you're just joining us, it's still the Men's Lounge on ETV Ghana. We are discussing how much does age matter to a man when it comes to relationship. Obviously, narrowing the relationship to marriage.
Yeah.
And so whether it matters before you enter it, whether before you marry, or even when you're in the marriage, how much does it matter to a man? We are going to go for a quick commercial break. And when we are back, please feel free to join us on all our social media platforms and also on WhatsApp. When I'm back, I'll mention all the platforms so you can join us. Please stay tuned. Right, so if you're just joining us, we're still on the Men's Lounge. Like I said earlier, we are discussing how much does age matter when it comes to a relationship. Trying to narrow it down to marriage. Obviously, the reason why we are in the Men's Lounge. I keep reminding you guys, in the Men's Lounge, we try to grow the young people to become responsible men for tomorrow. And that is the reason why we give you tips, financial tips and everything. We try to bring you the right and the real perspective of the discussions that we have over here. And so before we left, Richmond had, well, I think he had taken a stance of saying that maturity is what matters. Age doesn't really matter. And then Stephen thinks, as for the age, dear, it matters. Stephen thinks that you need to be at most 10 years older than your partner. The man, not the woman. The man should be at most 10 years older than the woman. Yeah. And then at least 3 years. Yeah. That is Stephen's point. So we are coming back to the studio to continue this. It was a bit hotter. Let's calm down. I don't know what you guys have been. You know,
we are cool.
You must be high on something that I don't know. But let's calm down. So now, I thought when it comes to marriage, the underlying factor should be love. But here I am today hearing that the age is an issue, and then Richmond thinks it's maturity. So then where does the love, fit? I don't see where it fits between these two.
Yeah. Love. My opinion about love is important in marriage and relationship, but there are more important things than love. More important things than love. Like I mentioned the issue of maturity. Yeah, you should be matured enough to love, because love is a decision. Yes, it's a decision you make. Love is a decision you make. You have to decide. For instance, I have decided that no matter what happens to me, my marriage, I'm not going to divorce. Divorce is never an option. So I have to be able. We are two different personalities altogether. You understand? So love is important, but so when it comes
to decide to love, to be able to love.
Yes, it's a decision you make. That is why when Nana raised an issue about an older person chasing a younger person, if the person doesn't have a stronger love for you, whether you are young, old, baby, there are some men, anything in skirt, they will go and chase. Even if you wear a monkey skirt, they will go and chase before they realize.
That's never called love.
Yes.
It's a problem.
Yes. So love is very important, but love, I believe, is a verb. Love is a doing word. It's a doing word. You show it, you express it. And if you are not matured enough to love, you will jump from one relationship to the other. But love always is not. Love will lead you into a good relationship, but it is not the love that will sustain it. Most of the times, when the relationship moves to the next phase, you don't need love to keep it.
What is that next phase?
Marriage. When it leads to marriage, it doesn't take love to sustain. It takes relationship, friendship, communication, and all those things. Trust me, when you marry, Charlie, or need a short two, or don't short two or quite so. Yes, or don't short two or quite so. But it will take decisions you will take. And then communication is very, very important. You understand? So the love also is in there. You need to express it. You need to make your partner knows that you cherish her, you care for her, and all that. And you need to express it. And once again, if you are not matured, you wouldn't be able to express love.
Steve.
Yeah.
He thinks it's all a matter of maturity. Even though the love comes, maturity is what will be the underlying thing to even harness, you know, the love. Yeah. And you are talking about the age. Yeah. Doesn't love come in there, irrespective of the age?
I think, just as he said, my issue has been centered on age because I feel age is equally important in a relationship. Yeah. But I also believe in maturity. That one is key. You need to be mature to be able to run a relationship. But for you to be able to sustain a relationship, it takes more than love.
It is more than love.
Yes. For instance, it's a bouquet of, qualities. For instance, for me, I always say you must share the same belief. It's key. Imagine you're a Muslim, she's a Christian. There will always be conflicts. 2, the love aspects come in. You must be attracted by what you see, and that is why you decided to go and hit on that lady.
And that is where your point of marrying a younger person comes in.
Yes, but
That
then,
your point is
yeah, but aside that, there should be affection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Affection is stronger than love.
Yeah.
Affection is when the situation changes. Her buttocks, her breast, her color, her looks changes. Affection is what will keep you in that relationship. Respect. You must respect her. She must respect you. Because if you respect her, she doesn't respect you back. You feel offended. You can forget about the love.
And you don't think without the age the respect will come?
It can come. It can come. That's why I'm saying it's a
Yeah.
bouquet of activities, character, okay, or attributes. So I've talked of the love, I've talked of the affection, I've talked of how do you call it, respect. But then there should also be acceptance by both families, because when you go into a relationship that will lead to marriage, don't forget you are bringing 2 families together. So all these things that I've mentioned is very important.
Okay,
in a
so
relationship.
Steve, I'm going to hold you on.
Yeah.
I have so I have a resource person that we are
Okay.
going to talk to, and he's a reverend. And I have Reverend Albert on the line, and I would want us to bring him on.
Quran.
Right.
No, we'll bring him on and then ask him a few questions. So good evening, sir. Can you speak up a little bit?
Good evening.
Good to hear from you. So this evening we are discussing the matter of age. Okay, how much it matters to a man in a relationship. One of my people here thinks it doesn't really matter. It's a matter of maturity. And then the other person thinks there is a cap, like an age limit that you need to be very considerate with. You need to be very, very, should I say, insistent that at least you have to be 3 years. That is, the man has to be 3 years older than the woman. Or you have to be at most 10 years. Again, the man being at most 10 years older than the woman. Reverend, maybe you should tell us what the Bible says.
Interesting discussion there. Well, if you want me to begin from a biblical perspective, then I would say that, yes, Adam was created first before Eve.
Exactly.
So he was definitely older.
Yeah.
But we can really put number of years to it. And I think we shouldn't use that as the sole basis for this discussion.
Yeah.
We can look at other factors.
Okay.
First of all, we need to start with what we mean by age, because we have about 5 different kinds of age. So for psychologists, they are more interested in age profile than the age. For example, somebody can be chronologically 40 years old, which is the number of years the person has lived on this earth.
Yeah.
But the person may be biologically young, which is the biological age. His heart may be in good or peak functioning order. The kidney may be doing well. Compare that with somebody who is just 20 years old with kidney failure. Biologically, the younger person who has kidney failure is older biologically
Okay.
than the older person who is chronologically older but biologically younger. So when we are doing counseling, we go through the age profile, looking at the chronological age, biological age, social age, psychological age of the person, and we put that together to determine what the couples should expect.
Okay.
But then at the close of the day, it is how both parties understand the effect of age and how they take it that matters.
Okay, so Reverend, I mean, let me just ask you this. So,
Okay.
what would be the effect of age if the woman is older going into a marriage situation?
Oh, well, interestingly, as I said, it depends upon how the two people understand it. Naturally, women mature faster than men. So if a man is, let's say, 40 years old and marries, let's say, a woman who is maybe 32, it is very likely that that woman is of the same maturity level with the man who is older chronologically. Therefore, if the woman is older than the man, definitely, all things being equal, she should have more maturity. Now, that maturity the woman has will either work out to make the marriage work, or if she does not understand how these things work, she may use her maturity
to separate
in a way that rather affects the marriage.
Okay.
So it is the way they understand it that matters. But all being said, there is something we call the generational gap. That is, if somebody is older than you at least 10 years, the way the person sees certain things differs from the way you see it. And that in itself can create challenges
Okay.
if the two people are not able to manage it very well.
Okay. So Reverend, two things.
Yes.
Should a man be older than a woman? And is it the best? Or should a woman be older than the man in a relationship? Which of them would you advise, considering your experience with counseling, and then also, again, coming from the biblical point of view, and then socially with what you know in terms of your research? Which of these two would you find more appropriate?
Interestingly, that doesn't really matter.
It doesn't?
Yes. Over the years, what I've realized is what matters is how the two people appreciate the difference in the age. I have dealt with some couples who, in which case the woman is much older than the man, yet you will never know. They just have a very good marriage. Until there was a time the man told me, look, I haven't told anybody, but this woman is older than me. But you wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
So it is the way they appreciate it that matters most. Society may put certain pressures on them, but they would have to tell themselves, okay, we'll go by what society says, or we wouldn't care what society says.
As far as you are okay with it.
Yes.
All right. Reverend, I'm not sure we'd like to hold you for too long. I'm sure you'll be contributing also on our social media platform. But when we need anything again, I'm sure we'll get back to you. Thank you so much for being part of our discussion this
Most
evening.
welcome. Always.
All right, so that was Reverend giving us some insights on what he also, his perspective. There's something he said that I found very important. That so Adam was, created before Eve.
Exactly.
And you know where the interesting part is?
Exactly.
Hold on, you don't know what I'm going
How
to say.
many years? How many years?
We don't know. But you see, the interesting part is, after Adam being created for or whatever years that Eve came,
He was able to perform.
no, somebody was able to convince the other. All right, so we're going to go on our next commercial break. Thanks to Kasapreko. We'll be back shortly to continue. And when we are back, I'm going to open the phone lines and I'll announce the phone lines as well so that you can be part of it. Feel free and keep sending us your messages on all our social media platforms. And then on WhatsApp, 020-2222-054. We'll be back shortly. So welcome back if you are just joining us. I did say earlier that feel free to join us on our social media platforms. So on all the social media platforms, it's at ETV Ghana. Okay, at ETV Ghana. That is on Twitter, on Instagram, and all the others at ETV Ghana. Now on WhatsApp also, feel free and join us on 020-2222-054. And at this point, I'm going to open the phone line so that you can also call us. And the number is, listen carefully, 0555 657278, and I repeat 0555 657278. So on your marks, get set and start calling. I have three messages I'm going to take for now. And this is coming from Okasafor. So Okasafor says, good evening, guys. Please tell Steve, listen to this, that he really has a point. Well, Okasafor says you have a point. 10 years is older. 10 years is good. And but please tell him that all the youth of Akwemu Edumasa are watching you. Is that where you are from, Steve?
Yes,
Home
yes.
support.
And I want to use the opportunity to greet my chief, Nana Sakwao, the fourth.
All right, so Nana Sakwao, Steve says hello. All right, so boss, please, good evening. Please tell Nana to bring up more facts about what he's saying. Why, Nana? Send us your name next time so that we can know who we are reading the messages from. This one also comes from AJ. So I'm AJ. Age and maturity matters a lot, because if you are of age and matured, you will know how to love. The 10 years difference is really a good thing. Everything seems to be going well for Nana. Nana, thumbs up for you. All right, so at this point, I urge you all to also start calling and sending your messages. I'll do justice to them and I'll read them just as you expect me to. So, Richmond, I'll start from you.
Okay.
You have taken the point of maturity. Well, since we already have a first caller. So, good evening, caller. Your name and where you are calling from?
So, good evening, Israel. My name is Joseph Nyaku, calling from Kutubabi Down.
All right, let's hear you, sir.
Oh, today is my first time for watching this program. It's very educative.
Thank you.
God bless you for good work.
Thank you for calling. Keep watching.
What I was saying is that in marriage or relationship, it's really it matters, but sometimes it's not. So it's
All right.
yes or no.
Okay,
So
okay.
thank you. That's my
Okay, so age matters, but sometimes not really. It all depends on the two of you. That's what you're telling us, right? All right, so thank you very much for being part of this. So, Richmond, I was saying that from your point that you think, or you feel maturity, matters really more, even though you don't really dispute the age issue.
Yeah.
What would be your most ideal age, difference
Okay.
in marriage,
Okay.
considering the man and the woman?
Yeah.
And you tell me why.
Yes. I am not disputing the fact that age is important. I only emphatically say that it shouldn't be the major resistance to the relationship. Yeah, so let me clarify that. Now, between a man and a woman, if the 10 years Nana proposed in a situation where it will favor the relationship and it's workable.
All right, so let me hold you on again. I have
Yeah.
another caller. So good evening, caller. Your name and where you are calling from?
This Mauli Michio, Emmanuel calling from Asharibo,
Hi, Mauli. Let's hear you.
in Adenta district. Yeah, please, I can. You are talking about age.
Yeah.
Age matters in a relationship.
Yeah.
And currently, I'm dating a lady, and I'm 14 years older than her.
Wow.
And if you are talking about age things here, like I'm a little bit scared if maybe that means the relationship cannot work because I didn't disclose my age to the lady.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Okay.
like I want to know if that is something that can maybe disorganize or maybe let the relationship not to work.
All right. So Mauli, this is what we are going to do for you. We appreciate your concern and then your question. Please stay on and give your contact to the producers. We would have a number given to you so that you can call and make a direct follow-up on that. Okay, Mauli?
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Back to you.
Yeah.
Hello.
So you
Yeah.
have to know a workable age for you. For instance, if the lady is even older than you, like a year or two, in my own opinion, it should be okay. When you, the man, think you can handle her, you love her enough, and you are willing to spend the rest of your life with her. You understand? Either than that, it's a no-no. Because serious relationship, you cannot guess. You understand? And if the man too is older than the woman, 5 years, 3 years, it varies. As long as it will not affect like your childbearing, you are okay. You have to know, like I said earlier on, how you want to build your family.
Your family, yeah.
Both of you must agree the number of kids you want to have and how you want to your family to be.
So Richmond, in your case,
Yeah.
you are saying that the age gap, if the man was supposed to be older than the woman,
Yeah.
what would be your ideal age gap?
Oh, I think 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years should be okay.
If the woman would be older than the man, what would be your age gap?
A year or two should be fine.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Stephen,
Yeah,
what's your most ideal age gap?
it's what I
Top
said
and down.
earlier. I mean, 3 years to 10 years.
3 to 10.
Yes.
For
For a man, yeah.
And you don't subscribe to the woman being older than the man in any instance.
It
And
has
that
it
is
has its
what I
challenges.
don't
For
agree.
me, it has its challenges, and I gave you an example. Women, grow faster. The counselor said it, and aside that, they get menopause, and it creates problems. That is why most men will run out.
Stephen,
My wife is young, and I'm enjoying her. She's giving birth to 3, and if you see her, she's still sexy. You understand? And so you can imagine.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say? But imagine if I had an older, woman, and things change. Then you are likely, to start going out because you'll be tempted to do so, not because you want to, but because she will not be in the mood
Nana, can
for
I ask a question
sex and
when
all
you-
that.
Are you asking me or
And
No, I
sex
want
is
to ask
important
him.
in a relationship. You understand? And I don't want to be going to my wife, then she will start creating problems where there's no problem. You get what I'm trying to say? So for me, I prefer to pick a younger lady, enjoy her, enjoy my marriage, and just die and go.
Like the caller being 14 years older than.
Exactly.
Okay.
You get it.
So in a situation where the lady is younger, okay, and with the physics and everything, and something happens to her,
Like an accident.
an accident or kind of, do you understand? And where your focus and everything is driven on the looks, attraction, and all, what will you do?
That's a question to me.
Yes.
I think in summarizing everything concerning love, I made mention of some attributes, right? I mentioned love, which is key, and I mentioned affection. I said same religion, respect for each other, acceptance by the family, and then the person should be caring.
So as far as all those things are
once
there, it doesn't
those things
matter.
are there, and let's say the love is not there because she lost a leg or something, that's why I said we have affection. Whereby if those things change, affection is there to
It's
take
what-
care of
to
that.
drive the relationship.
You understand?
Stephen,
Yeah.
you do all 3 points for you.
Yeah, thank you.
So, guys, we are very grateful for you being part of this evening. We are happy that you joined us. All your comments and all your sharings that you did, we are very grateful. We hope you join us again next week to bring you another very exciting episode. Thank you, Richmond. Thank you, Stephen. And this is brought to you by Casa Preco, Alomo Beaters. Please stay with us till we meet you again next week. Stay safe.